How's it going, fellow traders? It's Magic Trader here, and we're going to go through the markets and see if there's any opportunities. It's April 18, and it's around 8:30 in the morning. So we had some movement. It's been very, very slow, this market this week so far, but we had a little bit of movement in the markets yesterday. So I want to go through all the pairs and see if that movement has presented any opportunities that are tradable. So far, in general, what I've been able to determine is that there isn't any high probability trade setups forming. The market is just going through a phase of consolidation, so during these phases it's not a good time to try to pick a direction because it may last for a little bit before you get stopped out. So let's take a look here. We got gold. And I've been saying with gold that we've been consolidating for quite some time, waiting for a breakout of this area, either to the upside or break these lows to the downside. And it looks like it wants to move up so far, from what I see. It does look like it wants to move up. But that doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. So I'm just going to wait on the sidelines and see what's going to happen. If this area here gets taken out, then that will be an indication to me that the institutions are interested in taking gold up. And then we might have new areas of demand to take long trades on. Okay, but that has yet to happen. So until that happens, I won't be taking any trades. I do have an alert set to go off once price breaks up through this zone, if that indeed is what happens. Alright, so we have oil. I was wanting oil to drop down here so I can take a momentum shift to the upside, and it doesn't seem like it wants to do that just yet. So we have this very poorly formed area of supply up here. It's supply because it broke this trend line here. But it's not properly formed because we have this wick here, so this is, nothing decent. This could be taken out and it could create new demand down here for a retracement. So I'm watching for a move, something like that, something like this, because that might be the next move to propel price up to my 77.19 target. Okay, so this is my daily / weekly target right here. And it's possible that we're going to see that move here because we retraced back to previous highs. And now we're seeing momentum to the upside. So again, if this gets taken out, and I should set an alert right now so I don't forget. 73.38. 38. Okay, so I'll be waiting to see if this indeed gets taken out, and if it does, then it could potentially provide a nice entry to get in long. So just watching that one right now. US dollar, so this one and the euro taking its sweet time to make its move. And again, we have that weekly area of that weekly trend line here that everybody's watching, that's basically keeping price down. But at the end of the day, when the institutions want to break it, they will. But so far they just haven't decided to make that move. So we continue. What's going to be very interesting for me is to see the CFTC report coming out this Friday, because I want to see what is transpiring. I think so we had positive building permits data come out yesterday as we were reacting from this area of daily demand. So we got that push to the upside. And I want to see what the institutions are doing right now. I'd like to see on the next report what it is that they did. Were they using this data for their benefit, or were they selling into all the buying from the traders responding to the data? So that's what I want to see. But for the time being, this daily area of demand is in control. This descending trend line was broken, and I'm expecting a move to the upside from here. So we'll see if that's what ends up playing out. Okay, so the Aussie. Okay, I gotta readjust this then. So that will be gone. That taken out. And we do this now. Okay. So it looks like that daily trend line, or sorry, that daily 20 EMA is holding price right now. I'm not interested in going long though, because I do want this trend line to be taken out first. And then we have this obstacle here. So ideally, what would, if I'm going to take a long, if it doesn't drop down here for my long entry, I'd like to see this get broken, this get broken, and then a retrace down to demand, and then I'll take a long. Because at that point, momentum will shift, the daily trend line will be out, and the daily supply will be removed. We've already got one area of supply taken out, but this one's in confluence with that trend line, so I really want to see that one taken out first. And then once this obstacle is done and this trend line is done, the only obstacle we have is this. But by that time, the momentum will be to the upside, and I will expect it to be eventually taken out. Aussie CAD, so I eventually want to take a position long on this one, but just like the Aussie US dollar, I want this area here taken out. This is the last area that the institutions filled in supply. Okay, and right now we have this area here on the weekly chart where I previously took a long position right here. It's tested, now it's for a second test. Trend on the weekly is broken, and here I should change that to like this. Bum, bum. Yeah, because that's officially supply now. Weekly trend's broken. Monthly trend is down. So what I need is I need this area taken out. A test, and then this area taken out. Once that's done, then it's clear sailing to the upside. So you can see there's quite some time that has to pass before that will even happen. So for the time being, there's no trade possible on this one. Aussie yen, so okay, Aussie strength is what I'm expecting to come into the market, but let's fix this. Okay, so but I'm also expecting the yen to get weaker, so strong, weak, up. Just no proper setup for this one yet. And I do see something else I have to change here. Okay, so we have monthly supply here. Okay, yep, okay. So Aussie, yen, up. So this should be setting up for a nice long soon. The only problem is that we got that monthly supply up here. And We got a broken daily descending trend line, which is good. Weekly trend is down. So once this is out, we could get a move like that to at least here. I'll set an alert to go off once that happens. Okay, that's set, and I'll wait patiently and see what happens once that area gets taken out. Aussie Kiwi, I've been saying that this one is going to most likely head to the upside. I think this is going to be a good trade. We can see things are slowly starting to play out. Price falling just shy of hitting my weekly area of demand here, nested within a monthly imbalance. Daily demand zones off, monthly imbalance. Yeah, so this is what I've been waiting for. So once this area gets taken out here, I need to set an alert. Okay, so the alert's been set. Once this area gets taken out, this trend line will be broken. So here's a scenario here that could be in the works. Okay, we got the trend line there. And if price comes up and breaks this area, we could get a nice area of demand, maybe even something like this right here. And then this has already been tested, so we could get this even deeper penetration or even break. But if we just got a deeper penetration and a retrace here, this might be good here. That will be a nice institutional trade signal to go long. So this could be right in the middle of setting up. So I got my alert. I'm going to watch patiently and see if this one ends up becoming an institutional trade signal to go long. CAD Yen. So they're both going to be getting weak at the same time, which is not going to present a good opportunity. Euro, this one's taking forever. But like I posted on Twitter, if you look back in 2014, right before big reversals happen, price always takes its sweet time. Look at that. Look at the big drop, okay? But look. Let's do this. Look how much movement happened within this here, okay? And now let's fast forward to now. Look in comparison. You know, not nearly as much, right? So it's expected for it to take a long time. So you just got to be patient and find other trades where you can. Okay, but you know, this happening at a larger time frame area of supply, this is what happens. It takes a long time for them to offload positions and change the momentum in price. But I still believe that this is going to happen until the dynamics shift, and so far that hasn't happened. So that is what I am waiting for. Euro Aussie. So with the weak euro, it's hard to plan any trades here because expecting euro to get weaker and Aussie to get stronger. So, you know, obviously with that in mind, we would expect price to drop. But, you know, you're looking at the structure here at the weekly and the daily, and it's just not good for a short, so you got to pass. And then you have the Euro CAD, weaker Euro, weaker CAD at the same time is going to cause price to just go sideways. So again, you can't take any trades off of that because it just wouldn't make sense to do so. Euro Pound rallying up into that area on the daily chart that I pointed out. I believe it was through the webinar. Weekly area of demand taken out by this area of daily supply. Most likely a move to the downside here. but the structure here prevents for a decent move to the downside to happen. So if it does happen, it's going to be a choppy move, and like I said, I don't like sitting through choppy moves. And plus, you know, we have a monthly 20 EMA, which a lot of traders will be looking at, and there'll be buying pressure from there. And as you can see, it's already been buying pressure off of that test. Okay, so right now no trade setups available. Euro yen. So euro yen, weak euro, weak yen, consolidation. Nothing to see here. Okay. Euro Kiwi heading towards this area of supply on the daily chart. Weekly demand in control. Let's see here. Yeah, messy chart. I mean, it could do this. So strong Aussie, weak Kiwi. Yeah, so it's difficult to judge a trade off of this. So it's better not to trade this one until we know what happens with the euro. Alright, so I wanted to get to this one. Pound US dollar. So we are reacting from this area here that I have drawn out. But I have it drawn out in yellow because, as I was pointing out in the webinar, this area here is not supply, it's a supply imbalance. So it's not a supply zone that the institutions use to remove its own demand. So there was an imbalance here that caused quite a significant drop. So it is an imbalance. This is an imbalance. The one responsible for removing this imbalance. So we're getting that reaction here. But this is not a high quality area. So we can expect this to break. Once that breaks, we'll test that trend line here. And then if this trend line breaks, it'll provide good momentum for a further push to the downside. So looking at the weekly, that will be pushing price right into this ascending trend line here. Weekly area of supply still holding. We see that reaction. Supply coming in. Supply coming in. Now let's see if the supply is enough to force a break of that ascending trend line on the daily chart and then break this one here. That's what I'm waiting for, and that's what I'm watching for. Okay. Okay. Pound Aussie. So this one, weak pound, strong Aussie, expecting a move to the downside, but daily trend line, daily trend holding, weekly trend holding, monthly trend holding. All trends are up, so going short now would not be a good idea. Pound CAD, we see that supply came into effect and then dropped price. Monthly area of supply and control. Dropping. No trades on this one. Pound yen, we had a nice reaction from my 4-hour area of supply here. Okay, I think one of you took a trade off of this one here by examining my chart, probably during the webinar. You could see that there was this supply, this 4-hour area of supply, nested within this weekly area of supply. Now we have this daily area of demand falling short of being hit. Weak pound, yen. So this one would be a tough chart to trade, so passing on it. Pound Kiwi. And this one too, if pound and Kiwi both get weak, then we're just going to see a lot more of this type of action. So no trades. US dollar yen. So we had the break of this area of demand, creating supply. Price broke through the trend line, retraced up to that supply. Now we're getting that supply being filled. So what could be a potential trade is waiting for this area to get taken out. I already got my alert set there. Once that's out, if it provides with a nice area here, that could be a nice trade to the upside. So potential for an institutional long signal to play out here. Just need this area to be removed first, so I know that the institutions are interested in moving price higher. US CAD. So this area of demand was removed. One candle doji, so it's not the highest quality. When that does happen, what typically happens is the zone below it becomes the demand zone. So bottom line, we still have weekly area of supply, or sorry, demand in control, nested within a monthly bullish engulf. So pressure will be to the upside, waiting for this to happen. I have theme trades open already in anticipation for a move to the upside, but they're small trades, so I'm not concerned for any volatility. For me to open up a full-size position, I would want to see this area be taken out first. Daily demand zones at weekly demand zone. The only way a daily demand zone is going to be formed is once this area gets taken out. So need price to come up, come here, consolidate, boom, to the upside, creating an area of demand so that price can reverse back, and then this will be the trigger point right here. Okay, so I'm waiting for that to happen. And the Kiwi reacting to some demand here has a move lower to be made still, and then we have daily demand right here. But at the end of the day, monthly supply in control technically with a 3-month area of supply as well, so the pressure is to the downside. So this could get a reaction, but I think eventually pressure will be to the downside. It's a tricky chart, like I've mentioned before, because you got this trend line here, and you can see that there's been support there. So not a good idea to take a trade off of this chart. And US Swiss, what do we see? So we got that break of that weekly area of supply that I've been mentioning. So we got that area broken and waiting to see what's going to happen. Right now we are reacting from this descending weekly trend line, so taking long is not a good idea because we're going to see some resistance here. But longer term, we could see a break of this trend line if this zone gets taken out, and then we'll have an institutional long signal right here, if that's what's indeed if that's what is going to play out. We already have a tested area of monthly supply, so this could eventually break and get a move to the upside. So we'll see how this plays out. It's too early to tell right now. Alright, so that's pretty much it for all the markets. So there is a couple trade setups that are potentially going to provide an institutional trade signal, so I'll wait patiently. In less than an hour, the Bank of Canada rate statement is going to come out, and weekly area demand and control, so most likely the probability is that no matter what the rate is, we're going to see an eventual move to the upside. Alright guys, so that's your Forex market outlook for this week. And if you have any questions, send me a message in the private Twitter feed, but hopefully this was some analysis that you can use for your planning your own trades. And again, any questions, shoot me a message, and we'll see you in the markets. Take care.